Hello and welcome back. It's good to see you. Don't forget to get your paper and pencil ready, right? You're going to work with me. Good job. Today's topic is what? The GCF, the greatest common factor. Wait a minute. What does that mean? I'm going to tell you. Let's break it down. Let's write it. That'd be better. Greatest. The greatest. What does that mean? It's the biggest. All right, it's the biggest. C. Common. Common? Look at that sign. The same. Common. It means we all have the same thing, right? So if we all wear a coat if it's cold outside, right? It's common. We all are doing the same thing. Factor. Wait a minute. What's a factor? Well, a factor means, okay, so it's one of two numbers that we multiply together to get the product. Wait a minute. What does that mean? One of two numbers that we multiply together and it equals a product. So it's the greatest, the biggest number that they both have that we share that's the same, and it's a factor. It's the greatest common factor. Okay, so let's look at an example here. First, do you remember how to find factors for a number, right? If it's a big number, sometimes it's hard to find the factor. I'm going to show you a really easy way to do it, okay? We are going to use a t-table. Let's try the number 24. So you see how that looks like a T? It's called a t-table. Okay. What are the factors of 24? We're always going to start with the number 1. In other words, 1 times what equals 24? Yeah, 24. Okay. What about 2? I don't know. Is 2 a factor of 24? Yes. And how do I know that for sure? Because it is an even number. The last number is a 4. It's even. Do you know your even numbers? 2, 4, 6, 8, 0. Anything like that ends, any number that ends in 2, 4, 6, 8, or 0, that's an even number. 2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate? Me! All right, just kidding. Never mind. Moving on. An even number always ends like that. It's always divisible by 2. So 2 is a factor of every even number. Okay, so 2. What is 24 divided by 2? Good job. 12. Let's try the next one. 3. Does 3 go into 24? Yes, it does. Remember, you can use a calculator if you need to. That's totally fine. So what is 24 divided by 3? 8. Good job. So 1, 2, 3. What's the next number? 4. Does 4 go into 24? Sure does. How many times? Yeah, 6. What about 5? 5 does not go into 24. You can use a calculator. You can say 24 divided by 5, and it's not going to be a whole number for an answer. So we know that's not a factor. These are our factors. The factors of 24 are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 12, and 24. Wait a minute. So, we went all the way down here. The next one we went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the next one was 6. But we didn't have to do that because we already started up here on the other side, right? That's how we knew we were done. We have all the factors of 24. All right. All right, let's try it again. We're going to try and find the GCF, the greatest common factor. We're going to use 8 and 12. So 8. Now 8, 12, it's a smaller number. I think I can figure out the factors without using the t-table. So I think I got 8 is 1. It's even, so yeah, 2 is going to go. 2, does 3 go to 8? Nope. 4, yep, 4. 2 times 4 is 8. Okay, so 4. And then 1 times 8. So that's a smaller number. That wasn't too bad. What about 12? 1, yeah. Is it even? Yes, so I know 2 goes. Does 3 go into 12? 12 divided by 3 equals 4. Yep, it sure does. So 3, so we already know it's 4. And then 3 times 4 is 12. So 2 times 6 is 12. And then 1 times what? Of course, 1 times 12 is 12. Good job. So now we can use the t-table, or we can just write them out, right? Sometimes we can just write them out. Either one, they're both fine. So let's look at this. Greatest, I'm going to set that aside for just a minute. Common. I want to see what factors we have in common here. They both have 1s. They both have a 2. Oh, nope. The 8 doesn't have a 3, so we're going to cross that off. It's not common. They both have 4. They both do not have 6. They do not have 12. They both do not have 8. We can cross those off. So the common factor is which ones? 1, 2, and 4. Now we can look at these common factors and say, which one's the greatest? 4. Good job. It's the biggest number. So the GCF equals 4. And so we would write it. We could say the GCF of 8 and 12 equals 4. All right. Well, one thing, when I'm figuring out the factors, I can say two times 4 equals 8. You know this? Do you know this dot? What does that mean? It means to multiply. I know, before we used to use an X, right? We'd say 2 with an X, and then we'd say 4 equals 8, and we'd say that's 2 times 4. But we're not going to do that now, right? Because you're getting older, and math's going to get a little harder. We're going to do some harder things. Before we used to use X, right? But we're not going to do that now. Because in math, we're going to do some stuff that's a little harder, and now we're going to use X. We're going to use a dot because we don't want to use the X, because the X means a variable. And we'll get used to it, right? We just got to practice. So this 2 and the 4, 2 times 4, these are the factors. The 8 is the product. That's a nice math word, right? Okay. So now we're going to try and do two bigger numbers. We're going to try 48 and 36. How would we find the GCF of these two bigger numbers? I'm going to show you a super cool way, right? It's called upside down division. All right, so what are we going to do? We're going to draw the division upside down. Not like that, like this. All right, so now, what is a factor of 48 and 36? Both of them. Well, we can't use 1 because that doesn't change anything, so we're not going to use 1. But 2, do you remember the even number thing, right? Does 2 go into both of these? Yes, it does. They are both even, so we know 2 will go into them both. So I'm going to put a 2 here. So now we're going to divide it. Okay, what is 48 divided by 2? Yep, 24. You can use a calculator if you need to. Just pause the video if you need to, not a problem. What is 36 divided by 2? Yep, 18. All right. Are we done? No, they're both even, right? We can do it again. 4 and 8. They're even? All right. So we can divide out 2 again. What is 24 divided by 2? It is 12. What is 18 divided by 2? 9. Again, you can use a calculator if you need to. All right. So now, can I divide out 2 again? 12, yeah, I could. But I cannot with the 9 because 9 is not even. Okay. So now we're going to try 3. Divided by 3. 12 divided by 3, yeah, that works. 9, does 9, yep, 9 divided by 3 works. So now we'll do it again with 3. So 12 divided by 3 is 4. 9 divided by 3 is 3. Okay. Oh, I'm done. And how do I know that I'm done? Because I can see I have 3, 4. They're counting numbers that are right next to each other. So I know I'm done. There's no more common factors. If it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 11, 32, 33, I know I'm done. If I have two numbers that are right next to each other, counting numbers that are right next to each other, that are in order, I know I'm done. So the GCF is what? You ready? This is kind of cool. I'm going to draw a big C to show you. You see the C? These are the common factors. So the C's are on the common factors. We got 2 times 2 times 3 equals. So these common factors, we're going to multiply them together. They will equal the GCF, the greatest common factor. 2 times 2 times 3 equals what? 12. So the GCF equals what? 12. Easy, right? Kind of cool. Let's try another one. So now we're going to do this. Why what? Oh, you're asking me, why? Why do I want to know what the GCF is? If I have two groups and I'm dividing it into equals groups, if I have two numbers and I'm dividing them into equal groups, I'm going to use my GCF. Let me show you. Let's say that you really need to make some money. So we're going to bake some cookies. And you're going to make 36 chocolate chip cookies. And $45 peanut butter cookies. All right. And you want to sell them. And so I've got 36 chocolate chip cookies, 45 peanut butter cookies. I'm going to put them in bags or maybe boxes. I don't care, whatever. But I'm going to divide them up. I want to know if I want to have the same number of chocolate chip cookies and peanut butter cookies in each bag, how many cookies am I going to put in each bag? Well, I don't know. We can figure it out. We're going to use greatest common factor. All right, watch this. What number goes into 36 and 45? Does 2? Nope, it's not even. Does 3? Sure does. So I can use a calculator if I need to, right? So I got 36 divided by 3 is what? 12, good. 45 divided by 3, it's what? 15. Does 2? No. Does 3? Yep, I can do 3 again. How do you know if it's not going to go? You can use a calculator, and I can say 12 divided by 3 equals a whole number. If the answer is a whole number, if there is no decimal, then you know that that's fine, that it's a factor. So 12 divided by 3 is 4. 15 divided by 3 is 5. Oh, I know I'm done. Why? Because again, it's counting. They're right next to each other. It's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? The counting numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are right next to each other. They're together. I know that I'm done. There's no more common factors. So I'm going to draw my C. These are my common factors. So the GCF, the greatest common factor, would be 3 times 3, which equals 9. So I'm going to have 9 bags. How many cookies in each bag? I'm going to have 4 chocolate chip cookies and 5 peanut butter cookies. So in each bag, we will have 4 chocolate chip and 5 peanut butter. And that's how we're going to divide it up evenly. Pretty cool. All right, just one more example. What if we have some students and we want them to sit down in their chairs, right? We're going to put them in rows. But I need each row to have an equal number of boys and girls. So if I have 75 girls and 90 boys, all right, how do I figure that out? Easy. Greatest common factor. Okay, 75 girls, 90 boys. We're going to divide. What number goes into both? 2. That's even. Yeah, it'll go there because there's a 0. Oh, 5's not even. Can't do it. Can't use 2. 3? Yes. Again, if you're not sure, check with a calculator. Pause the video. You'd say 75 divided by 3 equals what? Is it a whole number? And yes, it is. 75 divided by 3 is 25. 90 divided by 3 equals what? 30. All right. Can I do 3 again? Nope. 25 divided by 3 is not a whole number. So I can't use that. I can't use any decimals. So let's see. 4, no. 5, yes. We can use that calculator. So what? 25 divided by 5 is 5. 30 divided by 5 is 6. Look at that. 5, 6, they're together, right? We know we're done. So, how many rows will we have? 3 times 5. Our common factors, multiply them together to get our GCF, which is 15. How many girls? 5. 15 rows, 5 girls, and 6 boys. So we have 15 rows, 5 girls, 6 boys in each row. All right, GCF makes it easy. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you learned something about GCF.